morning, students. In the previous videos, I have explained about the array definition, array declaration and initialization. So let us revise once again. An array is a non-primitive type of variable which is used to store similar type of values and referred with a single name. It means in one array variable we can store more than one values of same data type, and it is required whenever we need to store large number of values in one variable. Example, suppose in your class there are 50 students and you want to store the marks of all the students. So to store the marks of one subject of your class, you need 50 variables to store the marks of one subject, and assume you are studying 10 subjects. So in this case, you need 500 variables to store the marks of 10 different subjects of your class. And to work with 500 variables in a program is very difficult to work with many variables. So in this situation, whenever we have to store similar type of values, we are using array variable. So whenever this type of situation comes, to store more than one value of same data type, we are using array variable. So an array is a collection of same type of values which is referred by a single name. So declaration I have already explained in the previous videos. So again I am revising. So to declare any variable, we are using the data type, which type of value you are going to store in the variable, that data type we have to mention. Then the array variable name. You can give any name, but that name should follow the rule of identifiers. After giving the array name, we have to use subscripts operator, and this subscripts operator work with array variable only. And this subscript operator we are using with the square brackets. Then equals to sign. After that, memory allocation operator. Then again the data type, whatever data type we have mentioned here, the same data type we have to write here. Data type. After this data type, again we have to use the subscript operator. And in this subscript operator, we have to write the number of values. How many values you want to store in the array variable, that number we have to write. That is called size of the array. So size we have to mention. And then put semicolon. So this is the syntax to declare an array variable. So assume that you want to store 5 integer values in any array variable. So for that, we are using int data type, because integer type of value we are going to store. Then name of the array variable name, any name you can take, that should follow the rule of identifiers. Subscripts operator equals to memory allocation operator, and then again data type and the size. 5 values you want to store, so the size will be 5. So this is called declaration. The work of this new operator is to allocate memory space, to allocate space in the memory. So whenever we will declare, so the new operator will reserve some space in the memory to store 5 integer values. So the array variable n will use 5 into 4 equals to 20 bytes. 5 is the size of the array and 4 is the base type of integer data type. We are going to store 5 integer values, and one integer value will occupy 4 bytes. So the total size will be 20 bytes. And this new operator, memory allocation operator, will reserve 20 bytes space in the memory. So this is the use of this memory allocation operator. Whenever we will declare this array variable, then in the memory it will reserve the space 20 bytes space. The total size will be 20 bytes, and this 20 bytes will be divided into 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then automatically compiler will assign the memory address of each and every block. And this memory address referred by the index values. Index values start with 0 and ends with size -1 or length -1. And size of the array is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. This is the index of last block. And then 0, start with 0, then 1, 2, 3. This is called declaration. After declaration, we are using initialization. So for initialization, we are using a syntax. First of all, we have to write the array variable name, then subscripts operator, then equals to sign. We have to make the block by using the curly bracket, and all the values we have to write that should be separated by comma. Assume that you want to store 5 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to write 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Whatever sequence you have given for the values, in the same sequence the values will store in the blocks. Whatever compiler assigned after declaration. The first value will store in the first block, the second value will store in the second block, the third value will store in the third block, the fourth value will store in the fourth block, and the fifth value will store in the fifth block. Now in one variable we have stored 5 values, and we can easily access each and every values by using array name and subscripts value. Subscripts value is also called index value. So whenever we have to access any values of the array, we have to use the array name. Array name is m. Subscript value is the index value. So if you want to access the first value of the array, so to access the first value of the array, we have to use the array name, and the array name is n. The subscript value or index value is 0. So we have to write n, and inside this square bracket subscripted operator, we have to use the subscript value 0. So n of 0, this is the variable name, the first variable of the array. N of 0, and the value of this variable is 1. Next variable is n of 1. N is the array name, whatever we have declared, and n is the index value. So in this, on this position, which value is stored? 2. So 2 will be the value of this variable. If you want to access this 3, so for that we have to write n 2. N is the variable name, 2 is the index value, the position. Position is 2, and on this position 3 is stored. If you want to access 4, this value of the array, so for that what we have to write? N of 3. 3 is the position, n is the array name. So this is the variable name, and in this variable 4 is stored. If you want to access this, so for that we have to write n and 4. So there are 5 variables stored in one variable, and each and every variable store a value. So whenever we have to access any values of the array, we have to write the array variable name like this. Array name, inside the subscript operator, we have to write the subscripts value or index value. So this is the way to access the array value. Now we will know how we will input the values in the array. So there are 4 methods to input the values in the array variable. The first method is by using the assignment statement. Assignment statement means declaration and initialization. Whatever values we have stored in the array, that value will be stored inside the array variable. So this is also a method to store the values or to input the values in the array variable. So this is the first method. So we will use this method by using one example. Assume that we have to make a program to store 5 values in an integer array variable, and the same value we have to print. So this is a small program to store the values in the array and to print the same values. So for that we have to make a class, any name, print array. This is the name of the class. Block, main function. We have to make a variable, array variable. So for that, int m equals to new int 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Till here I have explained how to declare and how to initialize. So whatever method we are using to initialize the array variable is called input values by using assignment method. This is called assignment method. We can directly assign values in the array variable. And in the program, we have to print the same values on the screen. So to print the same values on the screen, we are using a statement system.out.println. And we are also using system.out.print. So there is a small difference between system.out.print and system.out.println. Print we are using whenever we have to print all the values in one line. So system.out.print we are using. And whenever we have to print all the values in different line, so for that system.out.println we are using. So here it depends upon the situation. We want to print on the same line or we want to print in different line. So assume that we have to print in different line. So to print in different line, we are using system.out.println. So this statement we will use to print. We have to print 5 values of the array. It means how many times you have to write this statement? 5 times. System.out.println, then again system.out.println, system.out.println. This is very difficult to use a single statement more than one number of times. One method we are using. Whenever you have to use a single statement for more than one number of times, for that we are using loops. In previous class, we have already studied. So loops is used to repeat the statements. So here we have to repeat the statements. 5 times we have to print the value. This is the repetition of the statements. And how many times we have to repeat the statement? 5 times. So in this situation we are knowing, if we know the exact number of repetition, for that we are using for loop. So here we will use for loop to repeat a single statement. So for we will write for initialization statement int I equals to 0. Why 0 we are using? Because index values always start from 0. So the initial value of this loop variable will start with 0. So whenever you have to use loop inside the array variable, you have to start with 0. Then how many times? 5 times. So I less than 5 equals to, if you will write, so it will be 6 times. That's why I less than equals to 5 is not written, I less than 5 is written. You can also write I less than equals to 4. So either you write I less than 5 or you can also write I less than equals to 4. We have to repeat the loop 5 times only. not more than 5. After 0, the index value will be 1. After 1, the index value will be 2. Index values should be only positive, that cannot be negative, and that should be in increment order. After 0, it will be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, like this. So for that, we have to write I plus plus. So this loop we have formed. How many times this loop will execute? 5 times. And how many values we have to print? 5 values. Because 5 values are stored in one array variable. Now we have to print the values. So to print the values, we are using a statement system dot out dot print ln. We have to print in different line. Inside this bracket, what we have to write? I have explained. Whenever we have to access any values of the array, first of all we have to write the name of the variable, array variable. Then inside the square bracket we have to write the index value. So what is the name of the array variable? N. So we will write N. Then inside the subscript operator we have to write the index value. Index value will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And the value of I will change. The value of I will be 0, then it will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will be 3, then it will be 4. So we have to write I inside this print statement. Now we have to close this main function and class. This is a small example to store a values in the array variable and to print all the values in different lines. So let's see how this program will work. This is the declaration. I have told when we declare any variable in the memory, it will create a block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Index value will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the values stored? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this value will be stored in this position. So this will be done after doing this declaration and initialization. Now the loop will execute. First of all, this statement will execute. I equals to 0. After that, control will go to the condition part. I less than equals to 4. Condition is true. Then it will go to the body of the loop. In the body of the loop I have written system.out.println. Println is used to print the statement on the screen. What it will print? N of I. N is the array variable name, and I. What is the value of I? 0. So it will be N of 0. So on 0 position, which value is stored? 1. So it will print 1. After printing the body, control will go to the updation part. The value of I will be 1. Then again it will check the condition. I less than equals to 4. Condition is true. Again, the body of loop will execute. N of I. Now the value of I is 1. So N of 1. N of 1 means on this position, which value is stored? 2. That value will print 2. Then again 2. Condition will be true. Then it will print 3. Then 3. Condition will be true. Then it will print 4. Now the value of I will be 4. Condition is true again. I of 4, N of 4, it will print 5. And when the value of I will be 5, condition will be false, then it will be out. So we have stored these values and we have printed these values. So this is a method to store the values in the array variable and to print the values by using system.out.println. One thing is important, whatever method we will use to input the values, there are 4 methods. The first method is assignment method. By using assignment method, the second method is by using the BlueJ system. We are using BlueJ to write the program. BlueJ system we are using to input the values. The third method is by using the input stream reader method. And the fourth method is by using the scanner class. So today I have explained how to work with the values of the array and how we will write the program by using the assignment method. After declaration, initialization, this is called assignment method. And whenever we have to access the values of the array, always remember we have to use a loop. And for loop will be always used because we are knowing how many values we have to access. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.